When the adjuster read out the account number, my aunt stood up to leave. That's when I knew whoever stole $252,000 from me was sitting right next to me. My father died on a Thursday in February. Massive stroke. No warning, no goodbye. My aunt Renee called me while I was elbow deep in engine grease at the shop. She didn't ask how I was holding up. Just said, "Your dad's gone. Lawyer's office, the 22nd. Don't make us wait." Then the line went dead. That was Renee. Sharp edges, efficient as a blade. She'd always been the one steering things. When my parents split and my father's health started declining, Renee moved herself into that role like she'd been rehearsing for it. She managed his bank accounts, shuttled him to cardiology, negotiated his insurance renewals. She was his only sibling and wore that like a badge no one else could touch. At every holiday table for 15 years, someone would say, "Renee holds this family together." And she'd smile, just barely, like she already knew. I sat across from the insurance adjuster, a soft-spoken woman named Ms. Pryor, in a gray office that smelled like printer ink and recycled air. Renee was beside me. Two cousins sat on her other side. Ms. Pryor opened her binder, clicked her pen, and walked us through the figures. Policy payout, investment accounts, property liens. Standard. I was watching a water stain on the ceiling tile when she stopped mid-sentence and looked directly at me. "There's a beneficiary designation I need to flag." She turned the page toward me. "Your father established a monthly routing transfer 7 years ago. $3,000. The named recipient is you." I leaned forward. "That's $252,000 across the full term," she added quietly, like she was bracing me for something. The room tightened. "I never received that money," I said. Ms. Pryor's pen went still. "I'm sorry. Not once. Not a single deposit. Ever." She frowned and scanned her documents. "The transfers executed every month without exception. The routing information tied to this account." Renee cut across her. "Clerical mix-up, obviously. Banks make errors. We can sort this separately." I looked at my aunt. She was studying Ms. Pryor's binder. "Not me. Never me." "Renee," I said. "This isn't the time. Look at me." She didn't. That's when the cold settled in. Not anger. Not yet. Something quieter and more permanent than anger, spreading from my jaw down through my sternum into my hands. I turned back to Ms. Pryor. "Which institution does that routing number belong to?" She checked. "Harlow Federal Credit Union." I'd never banked at Harlow, but I knew someone who did because she'd complained loudly about their mobile deposit lag at Thanksgiving 2 years running. "Read me the last 4 digits of that account number," I said. Renee's chair shifted hard against the floor. "This is insulting," she said. "Sir," Ms. Pryor said evenly, eyes on Renee, "I'll ask you to let me finish." She read the digits. I opened my banking app. My account ended in 6214. I told her my last 4. They didn't match. "So," I said slowly, "that money landed in an account bearing my name that I never created." Ms. Pryor removed her reading glasses and set them on the desk. She looked like someone doing math she didn't want to finish. "That would indicate fraudulent account origination. That falls under federal jurisdiction." Renee stood up. "I'm done with this theater." "Sit down," I said. My own voice surprised me. Low, flat, final. She sat. I watched her for a long moment. Her jaw worked silently. She was staring at the corner of the room, somewhere past my shoulder, with the look of someone who'd already started calculating exits. "He set this up because of what happened after Mom left," I said. "Didn't he?" Silence. "When I lost the apprenticeship and couldn't make rent, he felt like he couldn't help openly because you monitored everything. So he built this quietly, on his own, without telling you." Her throat moved. "And somehow you found it. And you redirected it. For 7 years. Nothing. Just that jaw. Just that wall she was staring at." "He died thinking he'd taken care of me," I said. "He probably felt good about it." One of my cousins made a sound I didn't look toward. I called the fraud division from the parking structure. Engine off. Hands on the steering wheel. Renee's attorney left 2 voicemails before I made it to the exit ramp. I let them expire. What followed consumed the better part of a year. Subpoenaed bank records. A forensic accountant who traced the account's origin to a forged signature. My name copied from a rental cosign document I'd given Renee 11 years earlier when I needed a reference. She accepted a plea on wire fraud and financial elder abuse. Sentencing comes in 6 weeks. Ms. Pryor sent me a card after the plea was entered. Handwritten. It said, "Your father updated his policy documentation 14 months before he passed. He added a clause directing his house to you, outright, unconditionally. I think he knew the money hadn't reached you. He made sure there was something you couldn't be cut from. I got the keys in April.